The Mike and Tony Show is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
What's going on, everybody? This is Bruce Leroy, and you're listening to Mike and Tony, the only podcast where we shoot the shit and keep it real.
Yes, sir. It's a Friday night, Pierce. It's
a Friday chilly-ass night.
Chilly-ass night. Yet another, what do they call it, a polar vortex?
Yes.
Is around the corner, supposedly. Yet another.
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier, right before the podcast. We were saying, like, what, negative 31 degrees with wind chill?
Crazy.
Yeah,
fuck absolutely. That shit, dude. Fucking A.
It's going to be cold.
And you know what? Not going to lie. There's probably some, like, white person out there right now, Dollar, that's, like, inventing some, like, para-snow sailing shit just for this.
With flip-flops on.
Yeah.
I was talking to some of my coworkers that were talking about maybe going up to ski. I was like, bro, it's going to be so cold. You're going to turn into a popsicle going down.
Your nuts are going to stick to your leg.
Not even that. Like, right? It's already the wind chill, and you're going down against that wind. So it's like extra wind chill.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, absolutely. But we have a familiar voice here in the studio. The one and only
Terrell Matheny. It's like
I was like, hold on. Terrell Matheny.
Nah, Terrell Matheny. Y'all know what it is.
Matheny,
for sure.
Holy.
Yeah, man. We got you on here because you got some big things coming up here again, dude.
I come once a year.
Yeah.
Because we have Bipolar 3, so I came for Bipolar 1.
Yeah.
Now we was at 2.
Yep.
Now we're at 3.
Yes, sir.
So we're here again. 3rd year. Damn, it's been 3 years. Jesus.
Time flies.
Where has
doesn't it?
time been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're putting that work in. You got Bipolar 3 coming out, what, next week? Red carpet?
I do. Yes. 1/24/25 for the actual event, and then the soundtrack and the movie drops on the 25th.
That's dope.
Yes.
Super dope.
How long have you been working on that, Bipolar 3?
I would say like a little bit right before Halloween.
Okay.
So Bipolar 3 is an actual film. It's a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I was
sick.
excited to shoot it because I've never done it. It's like my first directorial, film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Directorial debut.
Yeah.
And it's
Hell
so
yeah.
crazy because, like, when I was looking at, like, some of those clips that you had online, like on your Instagram and your Facebook, we saw a very familiar face on there.
Who?
We saw Mr. Tony
John
Two-Tone.
Segura.
No,
Oh,
Mr.
okay,
Tony
yeah.
Two-Tone.
Tony Two-Tone.
I've
Oh,
known
yeah.
Tony
too.
for a long time.
And he goes way back on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
as
does
well.
he?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
He was
Yeah,
on
he
the
was-
podcast recently. Yeah.
I don't remember what, yeah. A couple, well, and he was on a long time ago, too, with Smoked Out Entertainment.
Yes.
That episode, I feel like, was in the teens or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
It was early on. But yeah, we saw him. I saw him on there, and he was like, yeah, he goes, Terrell called me up, said, I need to rob you.
He
was like-
I did. Like, no, because I remember he has that cell phone store.
Yep.
So I was like, I need to rob something. And I was like, you're perfect. I was like, you want to be in it? You want to get robbed? He was like, yeah, I'm down. I was like, all right, bet. Most people are like, no, man, I ain't doing that. I'm from the streets, dog. Don't nobody rob me, bro. But he was like, yeah, let's do it. So I put him in the film. It was dope, though. It was dope.
Hell yeah. How's life? How have you been, man?
Life's
As a person,
good.
health,
Since
physical,
I came
mental?
here, well, physical good. I'm doing probably more workout stuff that I've ever done. Like
I was going to
crazy
say,
workouts.
bro. Yeah. You are getting after it.
I'm trying.
You were shredded the last time you came on
I'm
here.
old.
Yeah.
I'm old, bro. So you have to
Gotta
work
put
out.
double work in, yeah.
Well, you have to. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't work out, like you start to feel your age.
Yeah.
I noticed too. Like I'll take a day off and I'm like, oh my god, like things just start hurting for no
yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, there, Pierce, come
Mild,
gimping into
Right.
the studio tonight.
Thinking I was a young man again. Went to go play me some flag football. And,
Oh, no.
Yeah, and
Is that what happened?
yeah, I was going out, and all of a sudden I was like, I did a, because it's a fast moving thing, so I did a hoot, and it was like, doink,
It was like, you
and I
can't do that
felt
anymore.
like that, like it's a bungee cord, like it goes, doink.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
and what do you think I did?
You probably just played through it.
Yeah, I kept on playing.
Yeah, you played
I would
through
have
it.
pulled the Peter Griffin. You know where it's
Just
like
sat there
20
and
minutes
wait.
later.
Yeah. My
Right.
old and dumbass just kept on going because I felt bad because like I was the call-in. They called me in to play because they were running out of players.
That's
And so I was
fine
like,
when you're
yeah.
27, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, homie. I am so sorry. It's like I was having like from playing basketball, I was having like super bad pain here.
Yeah.
I was texting you, got a much better brace for my leg.
Yeah.
Much
All
better.
There you
It was crazy because I'm so used to it, like being so jacked up. I was driving home and it was like freezing cold, and I'm in my truck, and I have a long commute, so I'm used to. And I play basketball right after school, and so on the way home, I'm so used to it. I get out of the car like I'm 79, like I was like,
He said like I'm 79.
but then
oh my God, my back.
yeah, that's what it feels like sometimes. But after I wore the brace, I was expecting it, so I stepped out like that, and then I was like, oh, hey, I can walk like a normal person.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't even attempt.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I gave it up. I'm good. I could probably do it now, but like when I used to play basketball, I would always like hurt myself, like my leg. I'd just be running down like like it happened every time.
That sounds about right. Yeah, that's the noises I made too. Like,
right.
oh,
so I was like, throwing in the towel. I retire
Yeah.
for sure.
But no, you've been keeping it up at the gym. I mean, obviously for the roles and everything like that, but just for your well-being as well.
For sure.
You said you started before Halloween on the film. When did you start on the soundtrack? It's about the same time?
No, so I took a collective of all the other Bipolar records and a couple other records that I hadn't dropped and put them on a soundtrack.
Okay.
Because I was like, this will be the easiest way for me to rejuvenate the records.
Okay, yeah.
To get them to start all the way over and make them brand new. Because really, as an independent artist, you're probably only reaching like 2% of the world. So I was like, it's still brand new for all these people.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, dude, that's sick.
But it's tight though, you know what I'm saying? I'm like going back to shoot a lot more music videos.
Okay.
And I'm doing like old school where I'm putting the movie inside of the music video. Like
Ooh,
you remember
yeah.
Space Jam? You remember Space Jam?
Space Jam
Of
and Rush
course.
Hour. Rush Hour did that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that. So that's been getting,
Some good
pretty
traction.
good. Yeah, for sure.
Nice, man.
For sure.
Hell yeah. So movie. Let's talk about how long did it take to shoot?
4 months.
Okay. Wow.
4 months. But that's because like I can't tell people like quit your job.
Yeah.
You know? Because when I go do my films like in the industry, like we'll shoot out like 10 days, 12 days, a month straight.
Uh-huh.
But when you're working with, people with no money like me, you know what I'm saying? You have to just get people to come on their day off.
Yeah.
It's like Sunday.
Oh,
Sunday,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like the best day.
I don't know. I feel like that a lot of that is some of the best art though.
For sure.
Because that people are doing it out of passion for it.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
something to be said for that.
Yeah. And so
Well,
you
I
had-
learned that I tried something different this time, which was try to get the people to do it without a script. I didn't give them a script. I coached them
Ooh, okay.
in every scene, and it was way easier to show people to interpret what I'm trying to get them to say on the script
Yeah.
than to let them take
bet.
it home, and then they're like, so I came over to see John. You know what I'm saying? People are going to do it robotic, and I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. So you wanted them to act their own way
Right,
on that
right.
role.
Right.
Interpret it themselves.
Well,
That's
it's just a
dope,
lot
yeah.
easier for me to show you with like the gestures right in front of your face than
Yeah.
it is for me to give you a script and be like, all right, go learn this part. Like people's minds are going to go all over. They're going to try to like create the part that they think in their brain. But as a director, like it might not work like that.
Mm. Now, is directing film something you always wanted to do?
I never even knew I was going to do any movie stuff ever.
Because I was going to say because for past guests
Right.
who have heard you on the show before, we talked a lot of music last time.
Right,
I
right.
think.
Yeah.
And that's typically what we do. But we definitely talked some movie stuff.
Right. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Because he
Well, I
did
just
like
had-
he did his Operation Hope.
Yeah, that just dropped
Yep.
like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's doing really well.
Oh yeah.
Doing really well.
And then
But I got the sequel coming out next month to Operation Hope called Malcolm. And then I'm about to go shoot another film in Mexico here probably in like 2 or 3 months, I think.
Shooting in Mexico.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, you've done that before though. Too.
Yeah. I shot Malcolm in Mexico, in
Yep.
Puerto Peñasco,
Yeah.
Mexico.
Oh,
And so
nice.
And the last one you shot all here or mostly here?
No, I shot all of Bipolar. Like my movie, I shot it all here.
Okay. Cool.
I use local talent.
Yeah.
yeah. He did an open casting call. Remember that? Because I said that.
Yeah.
When
He was like, you didn't put me in the movie. I was like, bro, I put the casting call everywhere.
I would have been a good thug, man. Look at me.
For
I'm
sure.
The size that I
All we had to do was give
Yeah,
him a
buddy.
bandana.
Come on, you were a bouncer. We know. We know.
Yeah, but no, it's a lot of familiar faces in there. A lot of old
John
school
Segura.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's my cartel leader.
Yeah.
Chavez. Because he's got that long hair, you know?
You got that Jon
Oh,
Snow.
He's got
Perfect.
that Jon Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Hell yeah. And the script. Who wrote the script?
I did.
So you wrote.
But I didn't write a script this time. I did like what Jay-Z does.
Okay.
I came up with the story and then I winged it the rest of the way. Kind of like what Lil Wayne.
I feel like
I didn't want to.
I feel like
I didn't want to go conventional this time. I wanted to try everything different, just to see, like, because it was my first movie and I wanted to see how people took to it. So like the movie actually is a really good story. Like it developed really well. So I was kind of proud of that. You know, I was waiting to do an interview so I could tell people I didn't write it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so crazy. We talked about that last time because you said you were a firm believer in like giving actors the freedom.
Right. Well, most movies do. They'll tell you like a base point, like say this, this, and this, and then they'll be like, all right, go ahead. Yeah. Because a lot of those like comedic movies with comedians, like they just let them do their own thing.
Oh yeah,
right.
Because they have like multiple, and they have like multiple outtakes and bloopers and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I always tell our guests when they're doing the drops to like just go and go and go and go. Record a bunch of stuff, and then we can pick and choose.
Facts.
You just got to let people do their work. You know, let them cook.
Let them cook.
As the kids
So
say.
speaking of cooking, I started a slider company.
Yes.
Called Slide and Sliders. It's inside of a place called JJ's Place in Aurora, which is the old Americas. You remember Americas?
Yep, that's right off of the Smoky Hill in Buckley.
No, I live in Chambers.
I live in Chambers. That's right. Sorry,
and it drove me nuts because it's the only place that I went to, and they're like, you can get a pound of wings. I'm like, well, how much is that? A pound of wings.
I know that's a good question.
Like
I don't know.
A pound of wings. I'm like, what? 6, 7, 8? Like, how many do I get? Like,
it sounds
I
great.
have no fucking clue. You know,
they're just gonna give you like 4 big drumsticks.
Yeah,
like,
well, just as long as it's
like
not
a
those
little-
little baby ones that you get at Challengers. No disrespect, Challengers. Just say.
Yeah,
like I'm like, did you guys go get the hens or what?
Yeah,
Little
so
babies?
like America's used to be back in the day when it was like we'd play softball and stuff like that. They used to have the 10-cent wings for the softball teams.
Facts.
And so you'd go in there after a soft dude, and that place is always bumping because 10-cent wings, dude.
Yeah.
Like there's gonna be teams in there, there's people in there, like you know, play pool, hang out. Yeah. That whole little area in that Aurora spot, like ish, that like, you know what, probably like a 3-mile radius. You had like the Famous Door over there, you know.
You have Famous Door, and then right behind Famous Door, there's a place called Steel Tips.
Steel Tips.
Which is owned by the lady that owns JJ's too.
Oh, okay.
She owns both of them.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
Yeah, Steel Tips, we do, my friend Jeff, he does a lot of darts tournaments over there.
Yep.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's cool because they'll do like little $10 buy-ins, like, you know, every so often, you know, just get paired up with a partner.
We have poker at mine on Thursday nights.
Oh, nice.
It's free, but there's like a huge cash prize at the end.
Okay.
It's popping. It's like a lot of people.
Oh, hell yeah.
I still don't know how to play poker.
You still
Really?
No, like
Yeah,
I
we
suck.
host it.
Like I know how to play blackjack, but poker, like I haven't figured it out yet.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fun. It's pretty fun. And there's different types, right? You can play different types of poker.
Texas Hold'em.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all
5-car stud, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And 5-car draw, all different kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm lost.
Did you put JJ's in the movie too?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did. We own JJ's in the movie so that I could put my food in there too.
Oh yeah. Oh,
You know,
the product placement.
placement.
There you go.
Yes.
I mean, you see all these music videos doing it.
Well, you have
every
to.
single time. Yeah.
Well, it's like
to get paid.
you know,
Yeah.
pushing P.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he was talking about.
Yep.
Pushing product. You know, you got to do it smarter. Like I follow the industry, and by following the industry is what makes my business go well. Like I do I mimic. So if I see like what I learned about it, I have these chicken bites. Like they're like the size of a chicken nugget at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Taco Bell has chicken nuggets now. Have you guys seen that?
Yes.
Chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
Taco Bell's chicken nuggets, dude.
Yes.
What?
So that told me there's like a chicken nugget pandemic right now. So I'm like, okay, this must be something huge. You know what I'm saying? So let me jump into that lane too. But what makes mine unique is the breading. The breading is
Oh, I
potato
see what
chip.
you're saying. You follow what
Yes.
you notice what the big guys are doing that are established. They know how to make money. They know what's coming.
Well, they paid a lot of people with college degrees to, you know, formulate their company to learn these certain type of advertisement methods. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Like if you pay attention to the $5 meal, which is everywhere now. They got one at KFC, they got one $7 meal at Subway. So you have to like kind of keep up with that. But Chick-fil-A, like they don't actually do that at all. If you ever notice, they run zero like deals. It's always the same price for Chick-fil-A, always. Think about that.
It is. Yeah, they don't ever have like advertising.
They
They're
do
not like
exactly.
2
or
for 1
seasonal
chicken sandwiches.
or even
right.
seasonal. I mean, and I think the most seasonal thing that they have maybe is like the mint shakes.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and that's like wintertime. and that's it. You know, but he's right. They don't have any kind of like promotional or seasonal stuff. It's
they kind of
Chick-fil-A all the time.
do what they want,
right? Well, for sure. Well, it's like they know people are going to buy it.
Oh yeah.
So they're like, well, where are we going to take the price down if we know you're going to buy it?
Yeah. We're going to close on Sundays.
Facts.
Do what we want because you're going to be back.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
You'll be back Monday.
What do you think of those videos? You ever see those videos like online on TikTok and Insta and stuff of like people finding plastic and stuff like that inside the chicken? Is that real? You don't know. That's the hard thing about social media nowadays. Mike, every time I bring something like this up, Mike immediately is like,
It's like they're controlling.
Believe everything.
It's like our one of our past guests. I always mess around with him. Fran, one of my good friends. He's the person that gets all his news off of Facebook.
Yeah.
And so he's like, "Oh, did you hear that they're doing this and this and this?" You're like, "Bro, where did you hear that from?" Facebook. I saw a link. You're like, "Bro,
you got to be careful." Now Mark Zuckerberg said he's not fact checking.
Yeah,
it's over.
It's over.
Because Trump was like, "I'm saying whatever I want."
Yeah,
here's what it is.
Yeah. Well, and then he also
when is he ever not?
And I think he also admitted too that there was like a whole bunch of bots out there, just like
Holy
controlling
shit.
like the algorithms and stuff. So
wow.
Well, I knew that. You can tell.
It's incredible.
Well, you can tell when you run advertisements through some of these companies. Like, if you go deep into like the likes and stuff, you realize like this isn't even a real profile.
Yeah.
It's like, so who am I paying?
Yeah,
I know.
Are people actually even seeing this stuff?
Yeah.
You know.
Because
it's like, if you think about it, Cristiano Ronaldo's the most followed person on Instagram.
Yep.
He has the most out of everybody. So if he dropped a T-shirt for $1 and they actually let everyone see it, he'd make like $500 million.
Easy.
They can't let you do that.
Easy.
They're like, we got to get paid. So they don't let you do it unless they're getting paid.
Of
and
course,
I just heard YouTube's
course.
about to up it so that if you don't spend more money, you're not even going to make anything. So I'm like, yeah.
Well, then TikTok is getting banned.
Well, maybe.
Is that going to? Do you think that Trump will overturn that though?
Well, it's set to ban on Sunday.
Well, Trump said
No, when he takes office though, he takes office on Monday. You know what I'm
Trump
saying?
said, well, he found out that his numbers came in from TikTok, like it helped his campaign.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, maybe we need to
Yeah.
find a way to. He like pushed the ban back for like 90 days or something, so they could try to come to an agreement.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that use the app. It's like there's all these influencers that are going to lose. I mean, TikTok doesn't
And
pay
shops
that much
too.
anyway.
Well, the people rely on their shops,
Well, for
right?
sure.
Selling
Well-
things in their affiliates.
When my wife goes, like we go out of town, she finds all the stuff on TikTok like for us to do.
Yeah.
She'll like go to TikTok Boston and it'll show her everything. They don't
Okay.
really have that on Instagram or nowhere else.
Yeah, that's right.
So
yeah.
it works.
Yeah. Well, and then the other thing too I saw is that that went super viral was Mr. Beast, and he was like Mr. Beast like made a post and was like, "All right, I guess I have to buy a TikTok in order to keep it going."
Yeah, no, I saw that.
Wow.
And that guy has a lot of money too.
Facts.
Yeah.
They're not going to sell it.
No.
No, they're not. They'll find a way to make it like privacy and all that stuff here in the United States a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, what's done is done to me. Like we already gave him all the information when we started.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and the truth is TikTok really the only company? Everybody's using information everywhere.
Right.
They're profiting off of it. You know what I mean? Like this is a giant industry at this point.
right.
So, I mean, I don't know. Did you guys see the clip? It was like in Congress where they were like showing how old everybody in Congress was and how they were like so out of touch and they were talking to the dude from TikTok. Did you see this clip? And they're like asking like really stupid questions. Like at some point, if you're in a house and there's Wi-Fi and you connect to it, is TikTok going to access that? And the dude's like, well, if you turn on your Wi-Fi settings and you connect to it, yeah, because that's how it accesses the internet. And there was like 3 or 4 of those just in a row of just ridiculous questions where you're like the people, and then it makes you question like the people making all these decisions have no fucking idea what they're talking about.
No, yeah. No.
Well, they're like tech illiterate, pretty much. They have no clue.
Yeah.
Like their phone letters are probably like this big.
So it's kind of which is why it's weird that they're managing this. They're making these big decisions and they're behind all this and they don't really
even
understand.
know. Right.
They don't even know.
Yeah, it sucks. They should probably let more teens like help them understand like where the trajectory of the country is going.
You would think. They would leverage that in some
if you
way.
want to test a product, you got to go to the kids and the younger youth because they're the ones who dictate all this.
It's the demographic.
Like they
yeah.
started pretty much this entire life of monetization
Mhm.
because they didn't want to work. They're like, "Fuck this! I'm not going to go do construction."
Oh yeah. Well, that was
Cold.
that was one of the facts that we had like a year or two ago. But the number one job that everybody was looking for, like in what's the Gen Z?
Gen Z. I don't
Gen
know,
Z
I'm lost.
was influencer.
right.
Oh yeah, I
Like I want
remember
to be.
that.
It was like overwhelming. Like 85% of these people are like, I want to be an influencer. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah, they're
know.
like, "Fuck this shit! I'm not working at McDonald's."
I know.
McDonald's pays
Right.
well though, $20 an hour.
I know.
Right.
It's not bad especially for like kids starting off.
Facts. Yeah,
But yeah.
it happens.
Would
He's
your
waving.
camera turn on there, Pierce?
No, it wasn't even on me, dude.
No, no, it's on, they're switched.
I know this one's on me right here in front of me.
Yeah, look, it's on you.
Yeah, it is now, but it wasn't before. It was on him.
Oh, that's weird. That setting is completely turned off. I thought you were doing like sign language over there. I was
No.
like, what's this?
Is he hitting them up on the camera? Like,
Yeah, well, yeah. So these cameras right here, the two right here, they're like the motion ones. So they pick up motion. So I had to like download the app to like access it, turn it off. It's turned off.
Yeah,
And yet your camera,
yeah, it was right here.
did it like turn blue or something like that? I wonder if I bumped it.
Yeah,
Maybe I
you probably
bumped
bumped it, but
Yeah, that's probably
it's
all
on
it
me
was.
now.
Yeah,
Just had-
behind the scenes with Mike and Tony.
period. Technical difficulties.
Yeah. Do you find time still? Are you still actively doing music and stuff too?
I haven't made a song in like 6 months because so last year I went to Atlantic Records and I got all the way to the boardroom, went nuts, New York, all this crap. And I'm like looking around like, all right, the A&R's head's like, his head's nodding off. I'm like, yes, I'm about to get signed.
Yeah,
As soon as it's over, I'm looking around and no one comes in with the dotted line.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, where's my dotted line at?
yeah,
Like, where's my Rolls Royce? Where's my Cybertruck?
yeah.
Where's my $1 million? So after that, I kind of got discouraged a little bit because it's like you made it all the way to the top. Like you
For sure.
went, especially at my age. I'm 40. So it was on my 40th
Which is
birthday.
crazy, by
Right.
the way.
When I went there at 40 years old, like I was like, bet. Like I worked my whole life for this shit. Like I
Yeah.
gave up so much. And they didn't give me the dotted line. I was like, man. fuck this,
So what were
man.
they expecting? Were they expecting you to make product first and then
Well,
see
no,
how it was going to go
I don't
and pay
know.
you then,
They
or
just
what?
check you. Like
Huh.
the dude, we asked him too. We're like, was there anything else he needs to do? And he's like, no. He's like, he makes the good music that you need.
Yeah.
Because right now they're only signing like Afro beat and like reggaeton. They
Yeah.
don't want rap and all that. There's really not no money in it.
Yeah.
So they were like, your music's good. Like you make this certain music, and I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's my money? And they're, nothing. They're like, there's a hot dog outside.
Nice.
$1.50 at the stand. You're in New York.
What the hell?
Pretty much. Like so, after I left that, I was like, I'm taking a break now.
Okay.
But then I started the movie because my son wanted to shoot the movie, and that's when I decided to kind of get back into the music a little bit. I just dropped like 2 new music videos the last month.
Now, do you write all the time, or do you like have?
No, I only
No,
write
okay.
when the beat comes.
Mm.
I never write without like the beat. Some people just sit there and write. I don't do that
Yeah, you need
because the
music.
Beatles just start talking. It'll tell me what to say.
Okay.
Like if I listen to a beat, like within the first like 3 minutes, I already know the chorus
Yeah.
because it'll tell me. Like
Yeah.
the Beatles, like it'll literally tell you the words if you listen.
Literally the words. What about and the melody?
Oh yeah,
as
for
well?
sure. Well, the melody's in the beat. You can hear it on the instruments.
The melody's in the beat. Is
Yeah.
that what you said?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Well, if you're like breaking down the beat and you're listening, depending on what part of the beat that you want to write your stuff to, kids write like on the back of the beat, so it's like off beat. That makes sense. Like now, all music is off beat. Like they rap off beat. The words don't even match.
Yeah.
It's true.
They'll put like
yeah.
way too many words inside of a sentence that's supposed to only have like 5 words. They'll put like 8.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
when I'm
and then they're
writing
kind of
shit-
hanging over
yeah,
at the
man,
end
it's
or
bad, bro.
finishing
It's bad.
short.
And they're trying to clutter words inside. But that's like what's hot now. Like they love that.
Interesting.
It's weird.
Why do you suppose that is?
I tried to rap off beat. Like I tried. It's impossible. Because we're like trained to rap on beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like for the kids, it's like it's weird. I'm like, how are you listening to this beat to where you can write this? I'm like, what instruments are you listening to?
I know.
But when I'm making it like in the melody, like it comes inside of the beat. Like it'll just tell me. I've been doing this shit my whole life.
Yeah.
So the beat will come on and it'll just start talking. Like I'm like, oh shit.
Damn,
Is that what
that's
it fucking
kinda
says?
cool, actually.
Right. It's pretty cool.
Is there a particular like producers and stuff like that you like to work, or you just
I
kind of
just
as
like
it comes
I like
through?
to work with producers that I can cook at that moment with
Okay.
because it works better. It's like braiding it together.
I'm seeing a theme here with you. Like
Right.
you like to just be in the moment.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, that's when the best music is to me.
Sure.
I feel like if
Sure.
you write songs and you don't record them at that moment, you will lose some of the feeling of the song. Even if you go like 2 weeks later, it's like a song about being sad and you're actually not sad at that moment. It's kind of hard to convey the message
Sure.
of your heart's broke.
Yeah.
You could sing it, but then you got to go in your mind and all that. It's like acting. It's pretty much the same. Because when you're acting and you're taking yourself to that level, or you're being Heath Ledger, or you're being the Joker, like you got to go into that role. So music's the same way to me. Like I feel it's the same way.
Yeah, that's really, really interesting. I over the years, like there's plenty of songs for me that we wrote live.
Right.
Like over weeks or sometimes months or sometimes years, like where you're just like gradually putting this song together live. And for me, I was always a vocalist, so like the words are improvised for the longest time.
Right.
And then there starts to be themes, and then certain lines start repeating, and before you know it, it's this congealed project that's actually something, you know? Because I'm the same way. I've always been like that, too, Pierce. Like I like to I like to be live and just like change the song. It's hard for me to do it the same way twice.
It's like that for music for me, excuse me, but for like making movies,
Sure.
like I can write without nothing. But when I start writing a film, like I got to write.
Yeah.
Like I got to write. Like I'll sit down and I'll, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll just keep going and going.
How do you write? You write on a laptop or something?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Okay.
Because I like to write it all out. Like Johnny said, Jane said, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's easier. I could never write it with my hands. That would be a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
Like, ow, carpal tunnel.
Well, they say it's like better, for your memory and like you internalize things better and everything. I'm also like, yeah, it takes a real fucking long time to write when you write shit out by hand too.
Yeah.
Like trying to write a
yeah.
script out versus typing.
Dude, I could never write a script out loud like that. That's crazy. On a fucking with a pen.
Oh,
You know how long that would take? Oh my God. Talking about 3 years later.
Talk about 3 years later. Damn, that is really cool though. So the movie, how many actors are in it? Is it that many?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Because that's
Probably
I
like
always
20.
so this is a thing for me for movies. I always wonder, like, you get to the end, it's fucking endless credits.
Right.
The cast.
There's so many people. You see like the few actors, you figure there's some camera people, you figure there's probably some editors and stuff like that. But then you're just like, the list has been going.
Well,
for-
yeah, because if you have like a scene where there's like 100 people, you have to put all them in there,
because they're
Because
all
all the
back.
extras. Like
Yeah.
you need that. You need to put that cop in there. You need to put that person at the coffee shop. You need to, you know what I'm saying?
You can't exactly just go out.
You can't
and
just
just
be
film
like,
random people
Johnny,
and
come-
just
right.
put them in a movie.
Well, I mean,
Or
it
if you give them
depends.
notice, right? Because there was a time when I went to New Orleans and they were doing the CSI New Orleans, and as we were going Bourbon Street, they had some cones in the middle, and it said, "Notice you were walking
Right,
in
right,
a
into the
live
live set.
air in the live
Right.
set, and by walking into the live set, you were stating
Giving
that you were
consent.
fine, their
Right.
consent that you were okay to be filmed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So there's
So-
probably. I feel like there's a lot
It's a
of
good blanket material there. Yeah,
For sure.
Seems like a lot of red tape.
It is.
It's gotta
Well, it's
be.
like, can I get a handbook for this shit? Like,
Yeah.
where else?
Yeah. So how did you learn? God, man, that's just thinking about that. Like, how did you acquire the skills to be able to do it? Like, just figuring it out every day. Just
Yes. So when you're poor and you're broke,
like, oh, I know that. Yep.
a lot of rich people, they pay people to do the job. But when you're poor, the only way that you can actually do the job is learn the job.
Oh yeah.
So
Correct.
I had to learn over time. I had to learn how to mix. I had to learn how to shoot movies, like actually edit movies, because I actually got to do the whole part. Working for an independent film company, we're all hands on everything.
Yeah.
From picking up sandbags to craft services to just pretty much doing whatever. that we
Everybody's
need
a
to do.
jack of all trades.
Right. So it actually helps you learn the skill in the craft.
Hmm.
So to me, it's like you understand it and you appreciate it more because you're the one who's doing it.
For
Like
sure.
most directors, like when they direct a movie, they still have to get an editor and tell the editor their vision.
Right.
But me, it's different because I am the editor. So I can actually just bring it to life for what I see in my brain.
Something great about that
sure.
full control.
For sure.
The full control, like
Yeah.
having a vision, and then being so open to.
Y'all know I'm old, so I got to go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, here,
Yeah,
yeah,
take a piss.
yeah, go right ahead. Should we keep rolling, Pierce? You want to pause it? Should we pause it? We'll pause it, and we are back. We are rolling again. Yeah, that's you know what. Part of it is getting older. I think using the restroom all the time, and then also drinking a lot of water.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to stay hydrated.
Well, you have to.
Dude. Yeah.
Do you ever let yourself get super dehydrated and then you decide to up your game, but you do it too fast because your body can only absorb
make
so
your
much
stomach
water?
hurt?
Well, you're just going to the bathroom like it's going right through you.
Right.
You ever experience that?
All the time.
Yeah.
Or you get that sloshiness where you can hear that actually in you. You're like, ooh, I am sloshy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Keep going.
Yeah, you roll over and you can just hear the water like
Yep.
all inside.
Sloshing
your body.
around.
I'm like, here, how full am I?
You're like, oh, okay. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a little room in there still.
For sure.
Yeah, it's funny to think that you're carrying stuff around inside your body like that all the time.
What's crazy is like when you drink drinks that are flavorful, like that have flavor, you'll like get full from the drink, and then like 2 seconds later, you don't need any more, but you still drink more.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
designed that way, buddy. 'Cause you know what I mean? They want us to get more.
Well, now,
For
okay.
sure.
So I just found out on these water bottles. So, like those water bottles that have like you can put like the flavor capsules and then like
Sure.
they change your water like a different flavor.
Yeah, like Crystal Light.
Okay, so now I heard of a different thing where it's a smelling thing, not an actual flavor thing. So it's a smell because your
It's connected.
it's connected. Your the smell and your taste buds, and so it releases a smell like a strawberry smell. And so when you drink the water, it's just regular ass water.
Whoa.
But you're smelling the strawberry and it tastes like strawberry.
I wonder if that's mental.
Yeah, some of it.
Like,
It's gotta be.
This
right.
is strawberry. Like, nigga, no.
Yeah, it's wild. It's
You
just
almost
it's
mean
a
like-
smell. It's like a smell cartridge that they have in these things now.
Yeah. No, I believe it.
Yeah.
I remember when remember that Status Slim
Uh-huh.
diet that we did.
Oh, and you would smell things and
Yeah, and that became like it's so ridiculous how deprived we were of food
Right.
that I was like, I just want to smell the tacos. Like,
they just
get a whiff real
you
quick.
just smell this bacon.
Come eat by me,
Yeah. Come eat by me while I eat my salad.
please.
It's a burger salad.
Yeah, I think I feel like that came up last time when you were here too.
Facts.
That like you're one of those people that you generally like. You just kind of eat what you want.
I do.
Yeah, it's fucking.
I mean, well,
Bastard.
I stopped doing that because like your stomach, tear your ass up. As you start getting older, it's like you can't have a
Oh,
lot of
sure.
fast food. Like,
Oh, no.
for sure.
that shit will fucking have your stomach hurt. You'll be laid out somewhere
Yeah,
for sure. So, yeah,
yeah. So you got to watch it somewhat.
you do. Well,
especially-
you have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, nutrition's super important. And when you're eating good, it's like one of those things you feel the difference.
Facts. What you do? My brother just did like a 23-day cleanse
Oh, nice.
from meat.
Okay.
Like he quit eating meat. He's like, bro, I can't eat steak no more. Like all beef's done now.
Oh, wow.
He can eat chicken and like fish and stuff, but that's it.
Yeah. Well, see, it's like that one time where I went vegan for an entire month because I watched that documentary called Game Changers, or on Netflix, and they were talking about like veganism and like athletes that were doing it. Like there were some like back in the day some Texans that were doing it, Houston Texans, and so I was like, okay, you know what? I'll try this. I'll do an experiment on myself and do that. And yeah, I mean, everything went down. Like all my, bad cholesterol went down, but also so did my good cholesterol.
Right.
Because, I'm not
You're
eating
not
those fatty
absorbing what you-
foods.
right,
yeah,
right.
Those fatty foods too. But like I got switched for strength or stamina. So when I was strong, all of a sudden went for stamina instead. I was
Right.
doing 225 on the bench one day,
Oh God.
got 5, and then I was like, oh no.
He said, "Oh,
I'm out of
no,
gas.
Oh no, I'm out of gas, dude.
Yeah.
And then I'd go on the stair. I hate cardio. I hate doing cardio.
Do you?
He's always called it lardio.
I call it lardio. And so I got on the
That's funny.
Stairmaster, right? I got on the Stairmaster. I had to do 15 minutes. And I was like, all right, 15 minutes, cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's try 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I did it for 30 minutes. I was like, oh, not bad. Let's go for 45. Let's get crazy.
Oh shit.
And I got 45 minutes, and I was like, shit, I'm doing all right still. And I was like going like
Wow.
a 7 on it, right? Just like kept on walking. And then all of a sudden I was like, I bet you I can do a full hour. I did a full hour doing it, and I was like, okay, I got to stop because this is crazy. I don't know when I'm going to get tired doing this
3
shit.
days
He's like, I'm
later.
impressed.
Yeah, I was like, I impressed myself. Yeah,
Yeah.
So it did, yeah, you did switch it out, right? For endurance versus strength. But that was the same way. Like I had read all these different things, saying like if I was to go back to doing meat, like chicken, and red meat and fish and stuff like that, that I had to start out with a lighter of the meats. So I had to start off with like a fish or some
Right,
chicken
right, sure.
and only like a little bit, not like a normal food, because like if I would have just ate like straight up a whole chicken breast straight up,
Well,
it
we're
would
not
have fucked
even
my
supposed
system
to
up.
eat hard meat like that. That's why our teeth aren't like they're like this.
Yeah.
You think so?
No, well, I believe so. I think we're supposed to be on like vegetables, like herbivores almost.
It's like,
Because all we have
look
is
at
the
fucking
point in the
gorillas.
back here, right?
I always say,
Right,
look at
gorillas. They don't eat no meat, and they're
bro.
super swole.
Yeah.
That's
for
what's
sure.
crazy to me. I just found that out, by the way. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That they
Just
only
found
eat
out.
meat.
Yeah, that they don't eat meat.
That
Yeah.
they don't eat
Like,
meat. Can
what?
you imagine if all they ate was meat?
Right.
Actually, chimpanzees are wild.
Yeah,
Those
chimpanzees
motherfuckers don't
are
care.
both. Yeah, they'll eat other fucking monkeys.
Oh,
and shit.
dude.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is like how it's so gruesome the way they kill monkeys, and they like fuck with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're swinging
Play with their food,
around and doing all this crazy stuff. It's like it's
but,
brutal.
but it's mostly the bonobo.
no, opposite.
Right? The bonobos are the friendly ones.
They're the
That's right,
friendly
yeah.
ones that are crazy. Because I remember I was once upon a time
Anthropology,
so I took a primatology class, and we looked at all of that kind of stuff. But the bonobos are like the hypersexual ones. They're crazy. It's like, you know how humans will hug? It's like their hug, like all over the place, like between everybody. And there's only certain lines they don't cross. Like they won't, like a father won't with his daughter.
Yeah.
Or the mother won't with the son.
Yeah.
But other than that,
There's all
it's
those
free game. Just everybody gets some love, and they're super, super peaceful. Like they're like unlike, what's the other one called? There's the chimpanzee, bonobos, and it starts with a THR, I believe. But like the typical ones, they're like the ones you see, they're just jacked and shredded. Because that's the other
like
thing.
the dude from Planet of the Apes, the gray one, the silver one. He was super swole. Y'all remember?
Yeah.
He had muscles on muscles. Like, damn, what's
Yeah,
his
dude.
workout plan?
Well, have you ever seen those pictures of like shredded ass
Or like,
chimpanzees?
right, right.
They're sitting there and they're just like,
Well, because they're
so
hairless,
damn.
right? They're hairless, and they show them all.
like, what you
fucking
got on all
jacked.
40?
You're just like, my God, bro. It's unbelievable. Mother Nature really did them some serious
Facts.
favors with that.
What's that whole thing too? Like, remember that TV show that used to be animals, humans versus animals,
Right.
And it used to be like, how many pull-ups can you do versus an orangutan? You're like, bro, this is a fucking orangutan gonna win all the time, but people would still try it. Like
Like,
it
this
was dumb.
motherfucker will beat you with his feet.
Yeah,
Like, he could go upside down. Like,
He's gonna
what you
flick
doing?
you,
Eating
and
a
it's
banana
over.
and shit.
Oh my
Crazy.
God, that is
Yeah.
that is so funny. Just to think about, like, it's our brains. You know, and that's why I don't necessarily rule out meat. I think it's possible that
Right.
we weren't that way. But my gut tells me that we kind of like did both. But I think our teeth don't look like it because of the dexterity of our hands and how we just started using tools and stuff. But who knows?
cutting
Nobody-
up things.
We pretend like we know.
He used a huge word. I don't even know. He said dexterity. What the is that? Dexterity in our hands. Like, okay.
Yeah, that ability, because that's something that we have. Like, look at dogs, for example, right? All these other animals.
There you go. The next time you need a fucking professor or a
Right,
scientist
right.
in your movie,
Dexterity.
Hey, buddy.
The
You know,
dexterity
I don't know
is
if-
in your hands.
I don't know if I've told. I did some acting back in the day.
you?
If you ever need a little something, I
I'm
don't know
gonna
if I
look up
still
your
got
IMDb.
it, but
I'm going to look up your IMDb.
it's slim pickings on the IMDb. Might check the TonyDollar.com. Actually, everybody, that's where you're gonna find anything. No, nothing like that. High school. I have a sweatshirt. I have a sweatshirt from high school from when I was in. I got medals. I got some awards. I competed at some. What were these? I
state-level
did.
competitions.
Yeah. What was the Oregon Shakespeare Festival? I remember back then.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, I got like a third place.
That's
I'll
the
take
real
it.
stuff.
It's still placing.
take it. Yeah,
still placing.
hell yeah.
Facts.
Yeah,
Could be
yeah.
last.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Acting became stressful for me. It became like
Did
it did for me, but Pierce knows me. A lot of shit becomes stressful for me. I was actually having this conversation with my wife about how sometimes, and I have 3 kids, and one of them has the same thinking patterns I have. So we're really good, like, you know, disaster prevention specialists. You know, like we're not gonna leave, we'll leave no stone unturned. We're constantly thinking about everything. But sometimes you can see, like, people on the outside are just like, wow, like I don't know how you live like that, dude.
They're special.
I don't know how you live like
You
that.
are tightly wound.
Unwind a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's where the marijuana comes in, my friend.
Yeah.
It's a balancer for me. It like just takes slow the fuck down. Also makes me make mistakes and a little dumber, but I'll take it.
Facts.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
You got to have something, you know? We've been through this so many times, Pierce. I cut out the alcohol years ago.
Well, that's tight.
Yeah, so I don't drink at all. And then, but the marijuana, I've thought about quitting several times because at this point, I'm like, in my life, I'm like, I've been smoking for 20 years.
I'm never going to quit.
Yeah, you're just, you know, my dad is the same way. He's just like, just let it go, bud.
Well, I'm actually bipolar. So, like, I don't want to take, like, the medicine that they have. So I self-medicate with weed, marijuana, over alcohol. Because alcohol make you go nuts.
Oh, yeah.
That's why
alcohol's a dangerous one.
Oh, my God.
It takes away all those instinctual
You should
fears
smell
you
it
have.
after you haven't drank it for a long time. It is so bad.
Oh,
I know.
dude.
Like someone will come and like syringe the side of your face off, like, hey, like, oh my God. I can't even. You're like this.
That's like me with like to this day.
So true,
like,
though.
My late teens and early 20s was the Malibu and Parrot Bay.
Ooh.
Dude, like
buddy.
to this day, like even suntan lotion, like
He said
sunblock.
suntan lotion.
I
No, you
will
know
be
what?
like,
Mine
I'm gonna
is
tell you something.
mine is hand soap. Because we drank a lot of McCormick's sour
Oh
apple.
no!
Okay.
Sour apple. I can't smell anything sour apple. It's just like starts giving me flashbacks. My liver starts hurting. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, there's the smell again, though, right? Isn't
Yeah,
it crazy?
there
how
is, yeah.
It like attaches to memories, and then you like smell something, and it takes you back.
You're like, oh, bad decisions. Oh my god.
Oh
Bad
yeah, those are
decisions.
not the good smells to remember. No.
Facts.
No. For me, it's tequila, dude. If I smell fucking tequila now, there was a couple of times where I just went too far. I went to the fourth dimension drinking. somehow.
Dude.
It was the first. But yeah, and so now if I smell tequila, dude, I can't do it. It makes me, I immediately feel nauseous.
There's a couple times that I had a couple drinks and they're like, chow. Woke up like, what? Chow?
You're like, yeah.
What? Chow? Oh, no, not again. Fuck. I got to stay in here all weekend because it's Aurora.
Yeah. Do you have any crazy drinking stories? What was like do you ever have an experience in your life where you're just like,
You know what?
Damn.
I was a blackouter.
oh, really?
Yes. Now, I do remember that one time the cops came to my house and I was cooking chicken. And they came and I gave them. I was like, you guys hungry? Here. And then some of the cops ate some. But it was like one of those summers where they knew my name. They're like, Terrell, get down from there. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
That was like my last summer drinking. I was like, yeah, this is over.
Oh, damn. What about you, Pierce? You ever any crazy? I know one of them you've talked about on the podcast a couple times. When you dressed up with the kissing booth. You were supposedly a kissing booth
For Halloween.
Yeah, there's that. Any other crazy stories?
Yeah, lots. I mean,
I'd love to hear one.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear one.
I mean, what was it? The time where I took the girl for my first ever date with this girl. Like I had been bothering one of my coworkers, and I'm like, "Yo, hey, your homegirl, your homegirl. Let me talk to her." And she'd be like, "No, she has a boyfriend. I'm like, "Dang, dude." And then one time she goes, "She's single now." I was like, "Yes." I was like, "Bet,
My turn."
Like, let's do this." And I was like, "Let's do this." It's like, I'm gonna take her to the Halloween party. And so the parties that we used to go to were fun because it was, you dressed up and like the admission into the Halloween party was you just had to bring whatever bottle of liquor you had at your house, right? You bring it over and he poured it into this horse trough, jungle juice, like legit jungle juice,
Lord.
but so jungle juicy that you didn't even know that it was like alcohol. It was just
Right.
sweet, like Kool-Aid. You're like, oh dang, this is smooth.
I've had the worst nights off jungle juice ever.
You're like, this is
That shit had
smooth.
Fucking, what is that shit you can set on fire? Everclear.
Everclear, yep.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Putting that in there, yeah. And so I'd gone on a date with this girl, and we went to this party. And so there was jungle juice, there's kegs, and I'm double fisting. I'm having a good time. And then all of a sudden, it hits me. The drunk hits you when you're just like, yeah, you're like getting with it. And then all of a sudden, it's just like, and I was like, oh, shit. I'm drunk.
Like,
I'm drunk, bro. And you're just like, oh no. And so I remember like a little bit of the party, and then I remember like waking up in the back seat, and I was like, what the fuck am I? I'm like in the back seat of another car, and I like look over, and my friend Megan is driving I had a 82 Caprice, so a big old boat, right?
Nice.
And she's like, big old steering wheel, right? And she's looking at me, she's like waving, and I was like, what is she driving? All right, that's okay, that's cool, whatever. And then I'm like, look over, and my date is with me and everything like that, and she's like, like leaning on me too. And I just remember being that annoying drunk, being like, I need a tostada.
I
I need a tostada, you guys. Just give me a fucking tostada. Somebody give me a tostada.
That's funny.
And it was like, I was like, okay, let's get him a tostada. So they finally got me a tostada. Oh. And I remember this girl, our first date, she's like walking me up to the house. And as we're walking, I'm just like walking and going like, bah! Just throwing up walking. Just like, bah! Just throwing up. And get up, I wake up like in the middle of the night and I'm in bed and I'm like, word? And I'm like, look down. I'm like, I'm even like all bedded out. Look at me. I was like, okay. And I like roll over and she's like sleeping next to me too. And I'm like looking, I was like, I don't think we did anything because I'm way too drunk to do that. And then I just remember like rolling over and I heard a, and I was like, oh, what is that? And like look over and
it was a tostada.
The tostada fucking pasted to my shoulder, but I'm still so drunk that I was like, oh, word.
Oh, hell no.
Just
About
like,
that accent.
just eating the tostada right off my shoulder.
Unbelievable,
He still
Pierce.
ate it.
And I ended up dating her for like 6 months after that too. So, I didn't make too bad of an impression.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He said, I still ate it.
Peeled it off
Right off his shoulder.
Sour
Just ate it
cream and
right
shit.
off. Oh my god.
A bean tostada, yeah.
You ever pre-game too hard?
Oh, yeah.
Like you're gonna go out that night?
And never make it?
Either you don't make it or sometimes
you're the person that sits in the car because everyone else has to go inside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Slaughtered. Like, we're going to leave you in the car. Like, all right, I'm warm. Like in the middle of winter and shit.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, fool. I don't miss that shit at all.
No.
I don't.
Or the other time where we went to Stampede. We used to frequent Stampede a lot.
Facts.
Okay.
Because it was Wednesday night was ladies' night.
Yeah,
right?
they gave him free drinks.
Gave them free drinks, but we had our group of girls, and girls had different cups than guys, right? They had the Coors Light cups, and the guys had like the regular ass cups. Right. But the girls would go up to the bar and get their drinks and go whoosh.
Yeah, that's what I
dump
had.
it in
That's
yours.
what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yes. Shouts out to all my homegirls who plugged me in a Stampede back. In the day.
Right?
Like,
save,
I'm not going by myself. I need at least one homegirl with me.
yes, save
Free
some
drinks.
homies, some cash, and we all went out and had a good old time.
Okay.
And there was this one particular time, I went out there and I was like, okay, you guys, you gotta watch me, because I'm to that point now that I'll probably do some stupid ass shit. I just need you guys to watch me, okay? And everyone's like, okay, cool. And I walk away, and all of a sudden, I come back, and I have a cowboy hat on. And
Yeah. Okay.
and I had the cowboy hat on, right? And they're all like, where the fuck did you get that cowboy hat? And I was like, over there. And they like looked, because they were hoping to see like a person missing a cowboy hat. And they're like, oh shit, Mike took a cowboy hat from some dude or some girl or something. And we got to be looking out, because now they're going to want their hat back.
Oh my god.
And they were like, where did you get that from? And I was like, oh, over there, like the store. And they were like, wait, how much did you pay for that? I don't know. I was like, I just said that hat right there and gave him my card. And they were like, oh my gosh. And they like, my friend Amy, she like reached into my pocket and pulled out the receipt, and she goes, oh, it was over $200 hat. And I was like, and I'm fucking 21 years old, bro.
Dude.
And I'm like, and at the top of the receipt, big red letters, no returns. That shit was mine.
Bro, that's the thing with alcohol, right? That is the thing with alcohol. You don't care. You miss all the details. Yeah. You're not paying attention to shit. Nothing scares you.
No.
Which is a cool feeling until something that you should be scared of happens. Yeah. And you don't make it
well, as they say, liquid courage, right?
Yeah.
So it's called liquid courage.
Absolutely. Liquid courage, man. Yeah, it just was getting so regularly for me with us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Back in the day, we had the whiskey bottle as the logo for the show.
Well, then there was a couple of times where our guests got ridiculously saucy.
Yeah, that was actually one of the worst experiences of my life, Pierce. Thanks for bringing that up. It was the only episode we ever did
without me,
without Pierce. It was just me. We had two guests on, actually, a couple. Both when she was a singer, he's like a producer and a musician and stuff like that. And she pregame too hard because when she showed up, I was immediately like, oof, we're about to record an hour and a half. And they were drinking, and she had remember, she had like the little shot.
Well, no, I remember Mandy was there and she was telling me about it. She had told me the story, and she said that she came in with a war jug of Tito's.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Mandy said she came in with a war jug of Tito's. Her name was Bailey. And that like the podcast just got out of hand for Tony. Like he was there with his brother.
It was the first time ever I felt like I couldn't get control of the show. And then she started like falling, and it was like, oh
shit!
no.
You're like, sorry, hold on. We got a drunk on the set.
And what was hilarious was me and Will were having this like dope ass conversation about music production. And you know what I mean? Just going back, creative ideas, talking about, getting together in the future. And then
she's like over in the corner about to throw up.
Just see her popping in and out of the camera.
Yeah.
And that's when I vowed. I was like, I will never do another podcast. It makes sense. I mean, it's the Mike and Tony show.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So it's not Tony and a cool dude and another cool chick who happens to be completely intoxicated. But yeah, we've had some crazy ones. Remember, Smoked Out in Entertainment was a wild one too. Back in the day, we've talked about that a few times. Yeah. They probably take the cake, yeah. Don't you think? Back in the day.
Oh yeah,
or what was episode 6?
Oh, that was a long time ago.
That was a long ass time ago.
No, I think Smoked Out Entertainment was probably the craziest one because we had like in here in this room we had like 10 people.
Oh my God. Right.
And they were sharing mics, as their whole group and all these rappers and stuff like that. And they were also at the same time, they were doing a documentary for themselves. So they're also filming. They got cameras everywhere. And then they're drinking, they're having a good time. And then by the end of the podcast, it's a big group. And so they start beefing with each other.
Right, facts.
And all of a sudden they start
That's the inevitability.
Yeah, they start arguing with each other. And all of a sudden, in front of Tony's house, they are fighting in front of Tony's house.
Oh, hell no.
And Tony's just what do we do? I was like, just let it happen, dollar.
It's like, just let him
it is what it is.
And then finally, they left, but Two Tone left all his like camera gear that he's vlogging with.
Drove off.
And I had to call him. I was like, yo, Two Tone, your camera's still here, bro.
Yeah.
Like
that's like really inevitable though to me. Like once I start seeing a group of people drinking and I'm like seeing the size of the bottle, I'm like, bro, why do you need all that? Like you have like 30 minutes before you fucking crash out all over the place. Like it's wrap.
Funny you say that. It's like clockwork.
Right, you can see it.
It's like a
10,
gravitational
9,
pull.
8.
You're gonna you can count it down. Yeah, it happens. We've all had so many experiences like that. Your Jungle Juice. You remember James, Tall James.
Yeah.
He would come over and he would bring crazy Jungle Juice. And then there was the time he came and literally brought like a Gatorade, like one of those big ass jugs, put it on the counter. And then like 10 minutes later, he was like, all right, guys, I'll catch you later. Meanwhile, the rest of the night, we're all
feeling like a bobblehead and shit.
just trying to keep it together. And then there's those times you think you made it out okay. I remember one time with James, we were drinking. I don't remember what it was. What are the ones? It's like a beer, and then we were dropping shots.
Irish car bombs.
Yep.
Yes.
Car bombs.
So we were drinking that in the fucking backyard in the summertime, and I thought I cut off at the perfect time. I was like, "Man, this is how you get hella drunk, but not too far." And I like make my way up the stairs, and Myra's getting into bed. She falls asleep. I sit on the side of the bed, and then all of a sudden, that moment, you're just like.
Oh yeah, that shit's
like,
a disaster. You feel like you're on a waterbed. You're like, oh my God, please stop.
Scramble into the bathroom.
Oh my
for your
God, I remember
life.
you close your eyes and it's like, and you're like, okay,
yeah,
here it comes in. You feel the water in your mouth because you know what's coming next.
Yeah,
that's nasty.
That's
saliva.
that's even been with me with weed before. I've told Tony that story. Like we got a big old blunt and I was smoking. I'm not a big smoker.
I think we told the story when he was on the show last time because I made a clip out of it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's okay though.
Yeah. When that's the same way with me. Like when
He's traumatized.
Yeah. Just like, oh my God, it was Matrix high, and I was like,
how much weed do you have to smoke for that?
Yeah. Well, if you don't smoke a lot, I think that's part of the thing, and that's when I knew he was fucked because I smoke a lot, and then like we smoked together. And I was sitting there staring at the thing, and he was thinking in his head, why the fuck isn't he typing? And I was like, I am Mike.
Tony was concerned. Tony was genuinely
Did you
concerned.
realize how high you were? You were
Yeah.
like, this motherfucker might be stuck somewhere.
Yeah. And it was. He was like, he looked at me, he goes, you might have to stay here for a while. And I looked down at him like this. I was like,
I think that's
said,
going to be the move.
I was like, I'm seeing stars.
It's funny. Weed's a funny one because even, because there was the time I overdid weed.
Was this the old weed or new weed?
When
it was new weed.
So what happened was usually it was a free joint when I bought a bunch of weed. And they give you those. And so many times those are real letdowns.
Right.
And you're just like, So I figured it was one of those. And I was like, hey, Mike, you want to?
They usually use shake for that.
Yeah.
Like the shake.
Right. Yeah. That's why it caught me so off guard. I was like, we were only halfway through, and that's when I was like, fucking, what the hell? This is more than a free joint. You know what I mean? Like,
somebody slipped some caviar in his mother. Yeah. Fucking high as shit.
It's like one of those ones you pay like $30 for or something. You know, those crazy ones. But edibles, too. Edibles, you can really fuck up on edibles.
I don't know. I've taken so many and shit just don't work for me.
What's the highest dosage, do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I have no clue.
Oh,
I just know they're like, this is gonna fuck you up, and I eat it, and I'm like, bro, this shit don't.
I'm with you though, because you smoke a lot too, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, of course.
But I smoke joints though. I don't smoke blunts. No backwoods for me.
Yeah, he said blunt. It was a joint. It was a joint. Yeah, that'd be crazy if they give out free blunts too. Actually, yeah.
Well, I had to quit smoking blunts. I realized that's why I was like, hold on, I'm like,
you're blowing out that thick ass fog.
Oh my god, where did all this come from? I'm like, fuck.
Like, so for like, if I take 10, 20, 30, 50, probably even 100 milligrams,
that
I don't feel much. But there was one time I got like this brownie. And the whole thing, I want to say it was 1,000. It was like 1,000 milligrams. So I ate a quarter. Nothing was happening. Ate another quarter. Ate the whole second half. Fired up a fat ass spliff. Started smoking in the backyard. And halfway through the spliff, something about halfway through spliffs, you really take a look at your life sometimes. And so I was sitting on the back porch. And then all of a sudden, that's when the edibles kicked in.
That happened to me one time. I was performing with Murphy Lee. And man, we went to go have vegan for the first time because he's a vegan. So I tried it, had some vegan hot wings. They were bomb. I was like, cool. I've never tried it. I got to try it with Murphy Lee.
Sure.
So I was like, yeah, I'll try it. I get to the show. This guy gives me like a corner like this big of a fucking mushroom bar. Like a bar that had mushrooms.
Like actual mushrooms.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Bro, I took that shit and called my wife like, can you please come get me? Murphy Lee's like, you ain't performing? I said, hell no, I'm going home. He started dying. I said, I'm going home right now. And you know what I did? I snuck. I asked the cook. I was like, is there a back door? They were like, yeah, because there's all these people there. And I'm like, I can't walk through there with all these fucking people.
Yeah.
So I said, is there a back door? They were like, yeah. I was like, all right. I was out. I said, meet me at the back door. Snuck out. An hour later, I called the guy. He's like, where'd you go? I was like, home. I was like, this dude gave me this piece of this mushroom bar and I was fucked up. I was like, get me out of here, please.
Yeah. Well,
the sky is falling. The sky is falling.
Yeah. Mushrooms is one of those things you got to plan it out in
Bro,
advance
listen,
a little bit.
I've never, man.
Yeah. Well, hey, Pierce, by the way, do you know I still have our fucking
shrimp still?
Supposedly. Oh, no, it's legal here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have our mushrooms.
Yeah.
Well, he was like, wait.
How long are those things good for, though?
I don't know. Did you
See,
AI?
That's the move.
It's probably going to be like, you probably shouldn't take mushrooms.
I cannot give you legal advice.
I can't. Right. Seek a physician.
Who's that bitch that's telling me what to do?
I don't know. Maybe it might get stronger like liquor.
Mm.
Because think about it, mushroom is a fungus.
Like aging, just
it's
aging.
A fungus, right?
It's a fungus. That's what makes me nervous about it.
You know what always stressed me? I saw The Simpsons one time where Homer like licks the back of this frog.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
Like, starts tweaking out off this frog. Like,
well, because
maybe it'll do that to you.
Because that's a real thing, right? Like,
there's a certain frog.
That'll get you like
that you like.
hallucinogen,
It's like a crazy like.
I think there's more than one, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
And then niggas in the tribes are like, do you want to go and get this frog right now? We're going to go get high, my nigga. We're going to go do it. We're going to do it really well.
So when you come up with ideas for movies and stuff, how do you think of the ideas? Like, how do they come to you? Is it
life.
just life? Like shit you see happening is real life.
So it just depends. Like the next movie I'm going to shoot is a weed movie.
Hmm.
It's a comedy. Because we don't have weed movies no more. Like the last weed movie we got, I think, was How High 2, and I didn't even like that one.
Oh, no. That wasn't even a, yeah.
With Lil Yachty and Snoop Dogg?
Yeah. Yeah, you're speaking my language now, buddy.
I was like, why is no one making weed movies in Colorado?
Right.
Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So my next movie is a weed movie, but it's a movie I wrote. Like, this was the first movie I ever wrote. Like, one day I just sat down and I was like, I'm going to write a movie. And I started writing it, and then my brain started to develop, like, the story, and I just got addicted.
Damn.
And so I write it and write it and write it. And I remember when I was writing Boys from the Streets, which is narrated by Big Daddy Kane. My director, we had just finished one movie, and he was like, if you can write a script, I'll give you a budget. I was like, all right. And I sat at the end of that table and wrote that script in like 4 days. The whole thing. The whole thing. It's actually, it's a pretty cool process, but you have to be able to tie it all in. Like a lot of people with movies, like if you have a bunch of loopholes, like the movie doesn't make any sense. Because it's like you have to tie in this part, and why does this guy here, and why, you know what I'm saying? You have to make it all make sense.
Right.
So I thought it was dope. I like it, you know?
Yeah, I just think about like, because I was like, I would love to make movies. I'm just I don't have the time or the energy to like think about learning a new skill like that and diving in. But when I think about, there's like a billion different things I would write movies about.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why I was like, how do you narrow it down, or how do you like really focus
You just
in?
write. Like kind of like music. You just write.
Yeah, see what comes
You know,
out.
like music, they just write and write and write. Like it's the same thing with movies, like and books and anything else. I'm sure that you have to write.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I just figured out that I could do it, and I was like, "This is tight."
Hell yeah.
I wrote a real movie.
So what's in the future? You looking at doing more?
I'm 50 Cent now. I'm 35 Cent.
35 cent.
Like, yeah, nah, I'm 50 Cent in Colorado now, pretty much. I'm about to start. That's my new lane.
Well,
Because you can still make music and then put it inside of the movie, and so you're getting a double whammy.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
double dipping. You're
Right.
double dipping easy. Yeah.
Well, I learned a lot because I've done a few movie scores. And, you know.
Did we talk about that last time?
Yeah.
Apple
Okay.
allows you to see Shazams.
Yeah.
Shazams are dope because that's when you take the phone and put it up to the TV.
Yep.
So the movies that I did the scores with, I would see tons of Shazams. So I'm like, if I make music and put them in the film, it would probably get me a lot more traction
yeah.
doing it that way. Plus, I get to cut costs. I don't got to charge. I don't get all
Yeah.
these people because these huge budgets for these movies, like these people eat them budgets up. The Rock's 20 million. This person's 20 million. This person, and then like it's like we want Frank Sinatra. I did it my way. And they're like, bet, what part of the song do you want? We want from 3 minutes, from 3 seconds to 12 seconds. I'm like, all right, well, 100,000.
That's unbelievable.
They spend so much money on soundtracks, it's crazy. Like those songs cost a lot of money.
Yeah,
that is
of course.
Because it's a feeling, you know. That's why the director's like, I gotta have Barbra Streisand.
Yeah. You know what cracks me up too in that world is like all the knockoff stuff that exists.
Yes.
Where you'll hear a commercial and you're like, that sounds a lot like Imagine Dragons, buddy.
But yeah, you know, like copyrights, you know, you just gotta change it a little bit.
It just enough, right? If you
But
could just-
it's, I don't know. I just stay away from it because pretty much everything's already been done already anyway.
Yeah.
Like everything. So
There's only
like
so
you
many
just gotta find a
chords,
way
there's
to
only-
dress it up differently, like your own way.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I like Bipolar so much because it's my thing.
yeah.
Like I'm at Bipolar 3 now. You know.
Yeah.
Do you
So, like the progression of Bipolar, like it was so much easier to sell tickets because people are, you know, that's why they're like, it's the third annual. Well, this is one thing that drives me nuts. Why do people say the first annual?
It's not the first annual.
It's not the first annual.
it's like the
first.
pre-annual.
Well, annual would be 2, right?
Yeah, annual would be 2.
Right.
Because then you're annually doing it.
People
You have to do it at least twice to make it annual.
Right.
Exactly.
So they're
Sure.
like, it's the first annual.
So
Yeah.
maybe they're just,
Chicken cook-off.
they're just being optimistic.
Right.
Terrell. They're
Right,
like, all right, we're going to have more than these. So
right.
we're just going to go ahead and say this is the first annual.
13 ticket sales later.
Now with the Bipolar, I know those are your things. And you've worked a lot with Philip in the
Yes.
past. Did he have any like input or anything like that on
Well,
those
he was
things?
mad at me.
Was he?
Yeah, he's like,
did
why
come
didn't
to
you
him?
call me?
Yeah.
And get, and I was like, well, Dad, I wanted to just do it on my own. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to do it on my own because I had tried it. Like I've been working with people. I just wanted to try it on my own.
Yeah, and Philip Penza is his from
That's
the
my
little,
mentor.
Yeah, it's
Right,
the little
right.
films, little
Books.
Oh,
and
yeah,
films.
little books.
Yeah. LBLF.net.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so, but
He's
yeah.
the guy that brought me in.
So what did he say to you? He just
No, he was
give
just
you a
like-
hard time.
I'm like, bro, I don't got no budget. I can't, like, what do you want me to do? You fly first class. You have all this stuff. Like, I can't even, like, what do you want to do? You want me to fly your own Frontier, dog? Like, what? You
I got you a spirit. I got you a spirit,
I'll
bro.
buy you a water. Fucking $6.
Spirit.
Oh, hell no. I wouldn't do it to him like that. Like, you might as well get on the train. Yeah. Fuck.
So when you're working, when you're writing, whether it's probably different, because you like to write a lot of music, I think. It depends on how you approach. Do you have a space? Do you create a space to work? Like that was a big part of down here. It's not just the podcast room,
Right.
but it's like where I work and create
Right.
and do those kind of things.
I don't have one. I just don't. I know like Philip, for example, like he used to have a house in Flagstaff, Arizona, and that's where he would go right away from everyone. Because when you're, in your creative space, it's so easy to get knocked off of your original vision because people always want to be like, oh, bro, you need to, oh, you should.
Too many voices.
That shit drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like, they're like, bro, you should do this. And I'm like, bro, you should just go do it on your own.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
you feel
yeah.
that way,
If
yeah.
you feel that way, go create your own
Exactly,
shit, my boy. Like, god damn, like, why are you trying to critique my shit? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't really have a space. I just, when I get into a zone, like, it's kind of like film. And I told you guys last time, when I start filming and they say action, for some reason, like, the camera disappears.
Yeah, you were
Like,
saying
it's,
that.
like, I
You
can't
just get
see
into
it.
that
Yeah, it's
zone
like
or
goes
whatever.
away. It's
Yeah.
weird. But it's kind of like that.
Oh,
You know?
yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
And different things are different. Like, because when I'm wearing my teacher hat and I'm teaching middle school, teachers work everywhere.
Right.
Like, I could sit right here with a laptop. I could be sitting up at the
Right.
dining room. I'm, in the break room at work. I can be in any number of places.
Well, I edited most of my movie at JJ's.
Oh, cool.
Because, like, when I'm there sliding in the daytime, like, I bring my computer there.
Sure.
And then I was
sure,
editing the whole time. Kill
Yeah.
two birds with
Well,
one
because
stone.
I mean, that's the Terrell Matheny right there. That's
I mean,
the
you have
hustler,
to.
man. Yeah.
You can't just sit at the bar and look on my phone, you know?
Yeah. Now, did we talk about sleep the last time you were here? Because
I don't know, but I don't get much.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask.
I don't get much at all because I wake up, I do all my duties during the day, which is take kids to school, go to work.
Yep.
Then after I get off of work, I do a split shift. I go back at 6 to work at 8 because I'm just now doing the chicken company, so I'm doing it all on my own. I'm the waiter, I'm the busboy, I'm the dishwasher, I'm, you know what I'm saying, learning it all. But then after that, I still got to be Terrell Matheny. So I
Yep.
go home and then I work another whatever.
Creating.
Until my wife's like, okay, I'm going to sleep now. And I'm like, okay, I'll see
I'm
you
by
in
myself.
an hour.
Yeah, I'm by
Man,
myself.
boy, do I know that life. I know that when the lady goes to bed. And I don't know if it's the same for you, but every day when I wake up, she's sleeping for sure.
For sure. Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, they're all healthy.
I get
getting
up, I'm
plenty.
like, put my shoes on, I'm gone. She's like,
Yeah, totally. That's the
like,
same.
you didn't get up and go to the bathroom last night. I went up to the bathroom 3 times.
Yeah, that's guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's-
yeah. Well, she does. Does she still do the green chili?
Yes,
She
she
at the
does.
spot?
We
Yeah.
have it frozen at JJ's place. Come pick it up.
Yeah.
Bomb.
Oh, my
Ground
God.
turkey.
Okay.
You've never tried ground
So-
turkey green chili is bomb. I'm telling you. The ground
So
turkey
even
flavor
protein
is, oh my God.
Specific. Look at that.
It's bomb. Well, we quit eating pork. I like a lot of it because we went to Texas Day Brazil and her meat was
We
like
just went there.
alive. And I was like, I don't think you should eat that. And she ate it and it tore her whole stomach up.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
So
Can't
then
fuck
after
around
that,
with pork,
we
dude.
quit eating
Yeah.
that kind of shit for a while. Like she was like, "You're not eating it either." And I was
It's
like,
just because pork is so many things, right?
"Yeah,
Like it's the parasites, the
just-
salmonella,
if you
like
do
all that
that,
stuff, dude. Oh,
I
jeez.
like bacon. Don't do that. I
Yeah.
like
I'm
ham
weird.
at Thanksgiving."
I'm weird with pork because, like, I don't like pork in general. Like, there's
Okay.
not a lot of things, but bacon.
But
Bacon is.
It's like, I'll totally eat
But
some bacon, bro.
Ain't nobody
Or
like
ham.
eating some raw bacon though. Like you.
I mean, maybe that
Oh.
guy online,
Oh.
that real swole white dude who eats the.
the Liver King.
Yeah, it's gross.
Can you imagine?
But that guy is on. He's been known to be on testosterone and in
Yeah,
steroids
he
and stuff
turned
like
out
that. It
to
was
be pretty
debunked.
much fun. Does anybody in this room know who Billy Carson is by chance?
Yeah.
You know who Billy Carson is.
Yeah.
Have you seen his fall from grace? So he's a guy, he's like somebody I actually literally subscribe to his podcast, listen to him all the time. He's like a conspiracy theory guy. He like reads ancient biblical texts and all this kind of stuff and shares all this information. He has a ton of followers.
The
He's
aliens.
gotten really big. Yeah. Ancient aliens and the Anunnaki. Like he's like this.
Yep.
Yeah. So he went on this podcast and had a debate with this biblical scholar named Wes Huff, Canadian guy, fucking brilliant, and it completely exposed Billy Carson.
Just owned him.
I've never seen a career be able to just be ended that fast. I feel so bad for the dude because it turns out he was making up a lot of shit. And so now Billy Carson, like, I don't know what's going on, but if you've seen like the comments on his videos and stuff lately,
Yeah.
all his fans have turned on him. They're all like, dude, turns out you're and I feel, and he's doing everything wrong. Like if that happens and you get your ass whipped in the debate and you get caught with your pants down, you got to own it.
Yeah.
Well, you have to own it, but you kind of got to like disappear off into the crowd for a little bit.
No, he put out a
it's like-
3-hour statement.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A 3-hour statement where
That's crazy.
He's suing everybody. He's like, he's
suing.
Yeah, there's like video footage of him going to the guy's house and the guy whose podcast he was on is a neighbor, and they've been friends for like 20 years. Their sons are friends, and now they don't talk. He's filing a lawsuit against them. Where he's like, all those moves, you're just kind of be like, fuck, I got, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. I got caught. All right.
He's just making shit up. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Maybe you become the make shit up guy. Maybe
Right.
Or maybe not even that. Like, just own a little bit of it, right?
Right.
And you're just like, okay, yeah, there might have been some things that I, didn't really research fully, but not a majority of it is, kind of do the whole walking around thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, say that's the thing is you can get away with so much. I was fooled. I listened to so many episodes. I listen to that dude all the time.
Yeah.
I was sharing shit with you. I probably talked about it on the podcast. I'm sorry,
yeah, you
listeners.
talked about the Anunnaki
sorry,
a
listeners.
lot, yeah.
Yeah. But he's not my only source of information. Yeah. But it's funny when somebody says they're like an expert on biblical texts. It's such a crazy thing.
So annoying. I gotta go get sorry. This whole thing.
Don't even sweat it, brother. Don't even sweat it. But that's one of those things when somebody says that they're an expert on a biblical text, you kind of take it to be like, what are the odds that this person's lying about it? Especially when they go into great detail. You know what I mean? And they're sharing all these things and giving you examples of look how this word, and then now there's all these videos of that guy, Wes Huff, just making video after video of just like, no, everything. He's just making stuff up. Like, we don't really understand. It's sad, man. It bums me out. I really like that dude. It sucks when you see somebody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if that ever happened to me, I think I'm with Terrell. Like you would immediately just own it. Be like, yeah, I fucked up. Do some of what you said. Some of it is I'm going to kind of go and rethink some things and then drop off the face of the planet for a couple years. And then when you come back, yeah, for sure. Go right ahead. Yeah, St. Pierce, we've been doing this podcast so long that we have, it's just sitting on me now. But we've been doing this podcast so long. We could probably go 6 hours without peeing, my friend.
Yeah.
And I'm a teacher.
We've trained our bladders.
Yeah, I'm a teacher as well. So it's oftentimes I'm like literally from about like 7:40 to like 11:30. There's no opportunity to pee. And I'm drinking water and I'm drinking coffee.
Yeah.
But I attribute the podcast, dude. I think it's made me very skilled.
To the many years of training.
Don't even worry about it, Terrell, because you are not the first to have to go in. Yeah, but it's okay.
But you know what?
Because
it's alcohol. Alcohol tore up my stomach lining.
Is that right?
I think so. And that's why I have to use the restroom. I mean, I don't know. Think about the people that don't have to use the restroom.
Yeah.
Mm.
But as I got older, like I quit drinking liquor, like, shit gave me a couple ulcers and shit.
Yeah, that happens.
But like, I don't have any of the stomach problems I used to have, except I have to use the bathroom like 67 times a day.
And you think that's connected?
Well, it's just I drink a lot of water. Like I drink a lot of liquids because it's like we live in a dry ass state.
Oh,
like, you guys can hear it on my mouth. The cotton mouth's not working. That's why I've been drinking this whole thing because I have cotton mouth from that Zaza.
And so, what's your take on like the new Zaza, like the fucking weed of 2024 versus God, even 2014?
You know what?
10 years ago, it was.
The weed that we have now is good, but it's like you got to be careful because you know what the fuck they're putting in it. And they got fillers and stuff that they're putting in it and all this different stuff. But like you remember
Shout
back
out.
in the day when they had KB.
Okay.
Kind Bud.
Kind
Oh,
Bud.
for sure.
Oh,
Kind
yeah.
Bud was
And swag.
gas, bro. Like when I was younger and we had a
KB,
lot of people
bro,
were smoking
yeah.
swag and it was called KB. That was
Yeah,
the highest
yeah,
grade of weed. I was just
yeah.
talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
It
I
was,
I think
yeah.
KB was fucking
Absolutely.
like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is this?
Absolutely.
It was like 400 an ounce. Just gas, bro. Fuck.
I forgot. I completely forgot that once upon a time there was swag.
Right.
And there was KB.
Well, brick pack
Kind
Mexican.
Bud.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it was also funny too because like I remember when Tony started doing his music thing, and one day in his tip jar, he had some weed in there.
Somebody threw a nug in
Some
there.
threw in a nugget of weed, and Tony was like, "I can't smoke that." I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Why?" He goes, "I don't know what it is."
Right.
I was like, "Bro, back
Right.
in the day." I was like, when your dealer was gone and you needed some weed, you just got a random dealer.
Facts.
I was like, you still smoke that shit?
Shit, when I moved to Arizona, I had to find weed in that area. I didn't know anyone. I walked outside and just started asking people walking by. I seen one dude. He's still my friend to this day. This guy walking by with dreads. His foot's like this big. I'm like, I know he got some trees. I was like, man, I need some damn weed. I'm from Colorado. Man, that motherfucker, he's still my friend to this day. Shout out Savage, boy. Shout out Savage.
Be careful. I think I was almost kidnapped in New York.
Yes.
Fucking trying to get weed.
Dude.
Because it was recently legal there. Like
Right.
it had just become legal.
Right.
And I went out and I found something. I was like looking online and I was like, what's up with all the weed places here? They have no reviews. They look like these little hole in the walls. Just everything about them seemed kind of shady. But I really wanted to smoke weed in
Are
New
you
York.
a person that looks up reviews?
Not reviews. I was looking for them just to find them. Like I always use maps to find businesses. I pull them up and then I find the website or the phone number or something like that. And so I found one, called it, and everything about it seemed sketch, bro. And it even came down to the end. I bailed at the last second because he was basically saying he was going to be pulling up in an Explorer outside. Just go ahead and hop in and we'll cruise around the block. I was like, okay, that would have bbeen normal back in the fucking day.
But it's legal now.
But it's legal now, bro. Why am I getting in your damn car driving around a block?
Well,
Why
the
can't
thing
you
was
just-
that he didn't. So he didn't want to go up to Dollar's hotel either.
Yes.
That was the main thing. He was like, "Yeah, just come on, drop it off. I'll pay you." Blah blah blah. And he don't want to do that. He was just like, "No." He was very adamant of Tony
Very adamant.
getting
that
into
I
this Explorer.
had to go fucking get in this guy's
and
car.
no, thank you.
Yeah, and I passed.
I'm
I was
good.
like, yeah. I'm
You might
good.
have been like fucking Smokey in the pigeon coop.
Yeah.
Next thing I knew, I woke up in Debo's pigeon coop.
But 100%, 100%, I was that dude though.
Oh,
Because
hell
I started
no.
walking the streets. I was like, there was people everybody was walking by smoking weed. And I was so irritated. I was like looking everywhere. I literally asked random people. I asked this one chick in Spanish. That's how I finally actually found
What'd you
it.
say? ¿Quieres mota? What'd you say?
I said, ¿de dónde viene esta? Porque no puedo encontrar una tienda. I said, and she pointed because I was like,
laughing.
and
Me
so,
and him were like, what?
I just basically said, I was like, where did you get that? And like, where's the store? There's got to be a store somewhere. And she like points this place and she's like, that one right there, the green one. And then I went over there. Sure as shit. I was like, oh man.
Shit, when I got to Mexico to shoot the last film, I was like, we were like with a couple like younger army guys. And I was like, man, where the weed at, man?
Yeah.
He was like, you got to find a white car driving around. I said, what? He said, well, you see the white car, that's where the weed is at. And I was like, all right. That motherfucker came by. He said, there it is right there. I said, what? It was legitimately a white car. That's
Like
where
an
the weed
ice
was
cream
at.
man.
Like,
It's got a little
in real life.
song.
I was like, and you guys don't pull this motherfucker over?
Wow.
It was some swag, too. It was the first time I smoked swag in a long time.
Yeah.
I was like, this shit doesn't even work.
Bunk. Yeah, this is bunk.
No, it was bunk as fuck. This shit didn't even work, bro. Like, I'm not getting high. It's like smoking weed outside in the cold. I don't get high.
when you smoke weed outside in the cold?
Yep.
Really?
Like it's mental or something. Like if I go outside, I'm like, I'm
Interesting.
even gonna get high out there. Like, so I feel like I can't get high in the cold because I'm too busy trying to be warm.
Too busy shivering. His metabolism is like he's like getting rid of all the weed because he's shaking
He's
so
like,
much.
right.
He's like Thor with alcohol, but with
Yeah.
weed.
Shook off my fat cells. Like, oh shit. I got a new method to pass UAs.
It's
Go
funny.
outside in the cold.
Yeah.
But no, like when you were talking about KB, that brought me back, dude.
Man,
Because that was like,
that was the best weed.
that
bro,
was
to
at the
me.
time when I was working at the clubs and I was bouncing,
Yeah.
and Big Ron was selling
Oh,
as
yeah. I
well
know
in
Big
the
Ron.
club. And there was a time where another dealer came through at the club, and he was like, "Come here, bro." And he's like, "What?" He goes, "Give me all that you got." He's like, "What are you talking about, Ron?" He goes, "Give me all that you got, bro." He goes, or talk to the cop up front. And he's like, "That's fucked up, Ron. That's fucked up, bro. You're gonna do that?" He goes, "Bro, you know I work here." He goes, "You know I work here. Where are you gonna come in here knowing that I work here?" He's like, "So give me everything you got, man."
Damn, bro.
And so he took all his weed. He had to leave, and so Ron just sold
Man,
all
I
his
got
weed.
jacked for weed a couple times, boy.
Is that right?
Man, fuck yeah. It was a doggy dog world when I was young.
Hmm.
We had no cell phones. All we had was those little burnout Sprint phones.
Yeah.
Oh,
That last
shit.
like 3 months. You pay $100.
Yeah.
Call whoever you want. I remember like, man, let me call you after 9 o'clock. My minute's gonna kick in.
Is that like that? Right?
remember that.
It was the long Qualcomm.
Yeah, fuck
the
yeah.
skinny
Fuck
phone.
Yeah, bro. Fuck yeah. Pull the antenna out and shit.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh,
Fuck,
damn.
fool.
Times have changed on
I
us,
look at my
fellas.
phone and I tell my son, I'm like, you don't know shit about Snake.
Nothing,
Snake,
bro.
the back of the Nokia phone, T9 texting.
The QWERTY key, like
Girls had it
Oh,
mastered,
God.
that shit. They'd be like, one hand, like, so where we going? Like, damn, this girl's talented.
she's having two conversations right now. She's looking at you, talking to somebody else.
He said she's having 2 conversations.
Yeah.
Then they
literally.
came with the sidekick. Remember?
Yep.
It was like,
Oh,
That flipped
Screen
out.
flips
There's-
up.
right.
Well, first it was the two-way, the
Right.
Motorola, the
Right.
two-way on that one. So, but yeah,
hand rolled.
Yeah.
Pager bills were like $9.
yeah,
Like in real life.
a month.
I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
it was like $9.
Yeah.
Damn, can they give us a $9 phone now? What the fuck?
Well,
like
it's-
your phone
I
bill's
know. Hell no.
$370 for 3 lines. Like, how?
Well, you
It's
know
so
that
fucking
that
expensive.
when Two Tone came on our podcast, he says that one of his goals is he wants to be a cell phone provider out here in Colorado, and specialize in being like a provider here specifically, and grow out from there. You know, because he said that there's only specific. There's all the big. The big peoples out here. He goes, but then there are some little companies that you can partner with. He goes, and you can bounce off towers, obviously, right? Because that's what everybody does nowadays. Like,
Sure.
you do, if you ever go to Xfinity and they're like, we'll get your phone bill down to blah, blah, blah. Because all they're doing is using other people's cell phone towers. But you're getting the lowest priority on those towers,
Oh.
but at a
So
discounted
it's
price.
shitty. So it's shitty service.
So it's not necessarily a shitty service. It's not the best service, but you're getting what you pay for. And so that's what Two Tone was talking about. Being able to be one of the Colorado premier, up and comings.
They don't give me what I paid for.
Oh.
Bill be long as hell. You get on Mississippi, phone don't work. I switched carriers too. I went from T-Mobile to Verizon.
Yeah.
And I was like, great. Like, I'm so excited. And I'm like, God, this is fucking horrible. Like,
Yeah.
what if anything happens? I can't even make phone calls. I'm going back to the Nextel chirp. I'm done. Yeah, that was the shit right there. You're all
Do you remember that $1
with
Yeah,
somebody
oh,
and
yeah.
all of a sudden your phone's like, nigga, where you at?
in the Blackberries?
Yeah, the BlackBerry. Shit, Eminem still has his BlackBerry.
My
I
wife-
think is it him or is it Pitbull? But I think it might be Eminem.
Really?
He still has his BlackBerry.
My wife impressed me. She held on to that shit forever.
The
bro.
Blackberry, yeah.
To the last. She fought and fought and fought to hang
That
on
shit
to
was
that thing.
expensive.
Yeah.
Like what? 500
Yeah.
for a phone?
yeah.
Interesting how things
And
come
then things
go.
changed, right? Because now
Right.
we're paying
Yeah.
like thousands of dollars
Right.
for
They're
some
like,
cell
iPhone
phone.
16, $12,000.
Unbelievable.
And it works for a year until we give you a software update to ruin your last phone.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know that
dude.
shit.
That's what I always say. Because when you buy those phones and they put you on the plans, right?
Right.
You're like, if you don't want to buy it outright, we'll just add it to your bill.
Right.
And then once you pay off that phone, I swear to God,
It
there's
stopped
somebody.
working.
I swear to God, there's somebody at Verizon like this. It's like, this is his month.
100%, bro.
And then all of a sudden
Yeah,
your phone
your
stopped
phone.
working.
You're like, damn it.
It's
I need a payphone.
It's 100% a scam. Dude,
I saw a
they just-
payphone in Thornton. Like 84th and Washington.
How long ago was this?
He's like, yesterday?
It didn't work though. I tried to use it.
You tried to.
Fuck yeah, I did. But somebody
Well-
had like stuck quarters in it and
So
Jacked it
damn,
Damn.
at the Belco building downtown, right across the street from the Opera House, they still have a payphone in their little nook area because it's Belco, And so they still have a payphone in that area too.
Vintage.
Yeah.
If I ever get rich, I'm putting one in my house.
A payphone,
Just
a functioning payphone. I wonder how much that would cost to have a
That shit's
functioning.
tight.
A landline.
Yeah,
Yeah, turn your landline into a fucking payphone. Someone's calling. Hello. That's
such a crazy thing to
That's
think
tight.
that was a thing back in
It
the
was.
day. Just random fucking booths on the side of the road. You go in, you drop a quarter in there,
Yeah.
and you could call.
Talk for like
and
couple
boy,
hours if
did
you
you
wanted
have
to.
to have a solid memory for phone numbers back
That
in
shit
the
was
day.
awesome though, because that's how I got rides from my grandma. It'd be like, you have a collect call from Grandma, I'm done with football practice.
Yeah, yeah. That's, the
remember that
MCI.
shit? Fuck
It was
yeah, fuck
MCI,
yeah,
bro.
fuck yeah.
10 10 3 2 1.
Fuck
It was
yeah.
10 10 3 2 1.
That's
Yes.
amazing. Holy shit.
I never paid.
Yeah.
Scammed your ass.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Say your name after the beep.
How come?
Hey, pick up the phone.
Grandma, I'm done with practice.
When did car phones just die? Because it was probably before cell phones, right? Or was that what did it?
Well,
there
I
was no cell phone. There was no
remember-
car phones in 2008, right?
My uncle had a Volvo,
Okay.
like an old school one with the seat like this, and you can see right through it. He
No,
had
yeah.
a car phone in there. And that was like the last
Wow.
car phone I remember until like they created the car. Your phone hooks up to the car.
The Bluetooth and all that stuff.
Sure. You just connected directly now.
Yeah.
Just crazy to think
Or
about.
I saw this.
Can you imagine
thing-
how distracting that shit was?
I saw this thing on Instagram. It was like nothing said baller than this item when you were, in 1999. No, in 1996, and it showed the cassette
Right.
conversion for your CD player,
Oh, yeah.
so you can play fucking CDs in your car. You're like,
Yeah.
look
Dude,
at this.
I was telling somebody, I was like, you guys think the struggle's real when you're looking through your phone trying to find a new song? We had to pull out the whole CD case, book,
Yeah,
like,
flipping through pages.
As you're
Right.
driving,
while
like,
you're
like-
driving,
Right.
and changing the disc out of your Discman,
Yeah.
non-shock, so it doesn't skip.
Yeah.
But you know when you would hit a bump and it would go around and put that ring on your CD was done.
yeah.
Your CD was finished. Like no.
And there was all those myths out there. Just put lotion on it.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Put
Carmex.
alcohol
I
on
never
it.
heard that one.
That was
Put
a myth,
lotion
like
on it?
almost like they say that blowing the cartridge of the video game
Yeah.
actually didn't work.
Yeah,
Is that right?
Like, like,
yeah,
yeah.
but everyone did it.
doesn't work.
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought that shit worked.
It was
I put
just.
that motherfucker like 10 times hard. Go get a Q-tip, clean the outside of the cartridge, take one, put it inside the Nintendo, take another cartridge, put it on top.
Yeah.
yeah.
You remember that?
Or you did
Yeah.
like, or it was like, if you was old enough, you like barely put it in to like where you had
Right?
to,
You,
and it had to like rub on
so
it. Yeah,
stupid, man. These kids don't even know.
they don't.
No.
Everything's
They have no
instant
clue.
now.
No.
It is.
Everything's downloadable. Everything's like at their fingertips.
Well, we had that first. We had Sega Channel. Remember Sega Channel?
Sega Channel. That
Shit
was from
came out on my grandma's
TCI
TV.
Cable.
It was
TCI
like you
Cable
could
was the
play
people.
all
that did it.
these games on your television. It came like through your cable outlet.
Yep.
Whoa.
And it hooked up to your Sega.
Right.
Like a little cable.
See, I did not
conversion.
know anything about
Yeah.
that. I never had Sega. I never was into Sega.
Yeah.
It was like the only thing I knew was what's his name? He's still around. The guy who runs. What's his? Come on, guys.
Sonic.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic.
There we go.
Like they just had a movie come out, Tony. Like,
Yeah, because I was always Super Mario, Nintendo, all that stuff. Super Nintendo,
okay.
all that good stuff. That
Super
was,
Nintendo was dope.
hell
They
yeah.
had F-Zero.
F-Zero.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
The racing.
Yes.
Yeah. No, we always played like when I went to the Segura's house, we'd play like Best of the Best or Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. When I went over there, we used to
Street
play
Fighter.
NWO versus
WCW versus
My favorite
NWO.
shit.
Yep.
Hit a nigga with a chair, start splitting. That was when Kane
With
had
the
that
bat, with the
mask.
bats, you
Shit
get the
was lit.
bats too.
Fuck yeah,
pull
bro.
them out from underneath the thing, or go to the
Shit was
audience.
incredible.
You go into the audience and you can get a bat.
I had
And-
a kid
Wow.
ask me the other day, he's like, have you ever played Grand Theft Auto? I said, little dude, I played the
Original on the
Yeah,
PC.
that's what I was
Auto
gonna
from
say.
the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it went,
Yep.
when you turned around, he just went around in a circle.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, bro, you don't even understand, boy, how much evolution
Yeah,
has
they don't.
changed video games. I remember when I played Virtual Fighter. That was like
Yep.
the first 3D fighting game. I
Virtual.
was like, this is so tight. Like, you can walk around the player. And then after that, it was on and popping.
Yeah.
Damn.
You don't remember Virtual Fighter?
I was not a huge video game guy. Like, and I grew up pretty poor too. We didn't have like where I played Nintendo was our neighbor
Okay.
had a Nintendo.
See, we had like Boardwalk
Yeah,
USA.
we had.
out
That's
here.
what I was just about to say. We had Boardwalk USA.
Celebrity Fun Sports
yes,
Center.
Fun
dude.
Center. Yes. So,
Okay.
But yeah, you
Colorado
used
was
to.
cracking back then.
Yeah, and so you go, and the games that were always taken up back then were The Simpsons
Right.
and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And X-Men.
Yeah, and X-Men.
X-Men
Oh,
was
that
dope.
makes
yeah.
sense.
X-Men was dope.
Yep.
That makes sense.
But that's
Wow,
when
damn.
arcades were like a thing.
Yeah.
We had arcades. We had Aladdin's Castle. We had
Oh,
there was
Aladdin's
a few-
Castle right
a
over there by
few
the
arcades all
blimpies
over.
and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, by the blimpies.
What's really the weird moment with me is realizing that like my kids don't know a different world. Yours doesn't either, buddy.
Oh no.
Well, they just announced that the babies that are born now, well, they're in a world of technology they'll never experience.
Wow.
Well, a world of AI actually.
Yeah.
AI like runs their whole world. But hey, check this out. It's your boy Terrell Matheny. Make sure you go check out Bipolar 3. It comes out 1/25/25 on YouTube TV. It'll hit Tubi soon. Also, go pre-order the soundtrack on Amazon Music. Go check me out, Terrell Matheny, across all platforms. Go on Google. Everywhere I have a movie called Operation Hope where I play an assassin. Go check it out. Y'all know what it is. Terrell Matheny on the Mike and Tony Show.
And with that dollar,
Unbelievable.
it is a wrap. Cheers.